This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson.
And I'm Jeff Andrulonis. Good evening. The man police think may have shot the superintendent of schools in Clymer last month is in custody tonight. U.S. Marshals Friday night took into custody Anthony Robert Taglianetti, Alexa.
That's right, Jeff. Police from Western New York to Virginia were on the lookout for the suspected killer who fatally shot Clymer School Superintendent Keith Reed Jr. U.S. Marshals stopped Taglianetti in Virginia after spotting his car around 4 p.m. on Friday. Police are not releasing a motive at this time, but unofficial sources tell WVTT that Taglianetti's wife may have been involved with Reed. Taglianetti's wife spoke to WIVB in Buffalo. She said that she believes her husband did commit the crime and that she's happy he's in jail where he belongs. Authorities did find a gun in the suspect's car. If the bullets found in that gun match those that were found at the crime scene, then that would be the largest piece of evidence against Taglianetti so far. It's the 1st of October and people really seem to be getting into the fall season. As WVTT's Ashley Masala found out, people from all over are traveling to the southern tier to get a peep of fall at its peak.
As the leaves start to change, the tourists start to come, and leaf peepers are getting some visual gratification a little earlier this season. These tourists travel all over the southern tier to see some of the most beautiful fall colors in the country, and this week, the first week in October, is said to be the peak of fall colors of the fall foliage. Allegheny State Park officials confirm that the leaves are changing earlier than usual this season, and tourism is rising. There are also many other fall attractions to participate in, including Pumpkinville, Ellicottville's Fall Festival, and the Haunted Hayrides. In Olean, Ashley Masala, News Channel 25, WVTT.
Whether you live in Pennsylvania or Western New York, the fall weather is about to change driving conditions, and the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation is warning motorists to start adapting to changing conditions now. Drivers should be aware of seasonal travel hazards like sun glare, frosty mornings, and wet leaves. Basically, drivers can reduce driving risks by slowing down and using extra caution, especially on leaf-covered roadways or narrow or winding roads.
Well, today is October 1st, and there are many things planned for this fall month. Jamestown Community College's Cattaraugus campus is offering over 15 non-credit courses for the month of October. The courses include a meeting, personal, and organizational goals class that meets on October 18th from 9 a.m. to noon, and strategies for constructive conflict management class that meets on October 25th from 9 a.m. to noon. Both classes cost $59. Call JCC Center for Continuing Education for more information. Well, there could be some tension at the meeting being organized by the group Citizens for SPCA Reform going on right now at the JCC Cattaraugus campus. There has been some controversy surrounding the local SPCA because protesters have been concerned about the conditions at the no-kill facility. Protesters are demanding that the Cattaraugus County City Council shut down the SPCA's contract earlier last month.
Olean could be home to not one, but two stadiums in the future. WVTT's Derek Smith tells us about a plan that's sure to score.
After growing weary of the slow developments of Bradford Stadium to take place, the Olean Athletic Director Don Shola says, forget it, let's just make our very own. And after toying with the thought, Shola says the idea is seriously on its way.
We're not testing the waters. We're serious about it. We have the plans are all drawn up, and all we're waiting on is our envelopes and getting our letters printed out. We're actually ready to roll and see what we can do.
Not to mention, the Olean Sports Booster Club has declined to help rebuild Bradner, so they agree a new multiplex would be better.
If we had our own site and had held our football games on our own school site, our booster club benefits because they would have the concessions for every game that is held there.
That's right. The Olean School Board of Education has approved the school district sports booster club to create a
Jamestown police say that drugs played a role in an early Sunday morning incident. According to authorities, 19-year-old Brent Roberts was high on drugs when he ran his car into another vehicle, then smashed into a house. The incident happened just after midnight on Sunday morning. After Roberts hit the house, he got out of his car, started smashing in its windows. The resident of the house Roberts hit called the police, who arrived a short time later. Roberts fled on foot but was later found after breaking into another residence. Police say Roberts resisted arrest, but after a short struggle was taken into custody. He is charged with DWAI by drugs, leaving the scene of 2 property damage accidents, reckless driving, third-degree criminal mischief, second-degree burglary, and resisting arrest, among other charges. He's being held in the city jail pending arraignment.
Maybe they were once the pride of your life, but what do you do with that old Windows 98 computer, a cathode ray television, or even an old flip phone? Well, in Potter County, the Solid Waste Authority has established an electronics recycling program to help you out. Now, all of those devices that I mentioned contain harmful heavy metals that need to be disposed of safely. If you live in Potter County, you'll be able to dispose of your used electronics at the recycling station of the Solid Waste Authority in Gold, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Recycling of those items is available on Saturdays. Congressman Tom Reed today addressed the Farm Bill during his weekly media call with WVTT. The congressman says any farm bill passed by Congress needs to dampen wild price swings in the dairy industry.
What I hear from the farmers is the continuation of the old milk pricing program is just antiquated, and it doesn't do what needs to be done, and that's to minimize the volatility in the dairy industry.
Reed told reporters Monday a version of the Farm Bill passed by the U.S. Senate doesn't address his concerns for Western New York dairy farmers.
Well, Congressman Tom Reed also defended himself today during his weekly media call. Reed's running mate, Nate Shinagawa, released a statement earlier this morning stating that Reed has not passed any legislation while in office. Shinagawa says that Congressman Tom Reed has spent 2 years in Congress, sponsored over 50 pieces of legislation, and none of the bills he has sponsored have become public law, let alone passed the House, even with his own party was in power. Tom Reed's office fired back and says the public may research for themselves the status of the individual bills and other specific legislation information on the congressman website, which is reed.gov, to verify whether or not a bill has passed simply by searching bill number for the 112th Congress and see latest major action. You may also search legislation by Tom's name.
For the second straight game, the St. Bonaventure women's soccer team was unable to score as Fordham won 2-0. Shutting out the Bonnies on the road. It's the Bonnies' first 0-2 start in A10 play since the 2008 season.
Well, a piece of history is being reintroduced to Cattaraugus County. The big Indian that sits just off I-90 on the Cattaraugus County Indian Reservation is back in its place after being vandalized over the summer. The 30-foot statue is only one of 5 in the county and was removed from its spot back in June for repairs, but now it's back in its place and standing tall in the same place it's been for nearly 10 years, Jeff.
That's exciting, Alexa. Meanwhile, in Austin, Pennsylvania, WVTT's Megan Sims talks about the town that's too tough to die.
Hi y'all, I'm Megan Sims with WVTT News Channel 25. It was a beautiful fall weekend this weekend, and I enjoyed mine in Austin at their History and Pride Day to experience a town too tough to die. A step back in time to September 30th, 1911, to remember when and to move forward stronger.
Let me tell you, you never forget something like that.
I think it means a lot to the community to keep the spirit of Austin alive. They tried to get both the older people and the younger people involved. They have the E.O. Austin home now where everything in it came from something in Austin. I tried to donate something, they wouldn't accept it because it hadn't come from Austin. So everything there is authentic.
Can you just imagine how terrible it was? Babies. They found babies in that.
Into bricks and sloshing through the mud and muck. My God, that was hard work.
Hearing the stories or seeing the overall community effort in supporting something that almost brought the small town of Austin to the ground, and walking through the memorable museum on Main Street, only proved yet another landmark in the history and determination of a small town with a big heart. Well, Austin's dam might have been weak, but their community is very strong. Until next weekend, I'm Megan Sims with WVTT News Channel 25. Enjoy the weather and have a super fantastic week. Back to you.
The Syrian civil war has claimed 30,000 lives. Coming up in WVTT's World and National News Roundup, a historic look at the Syrian conflict. That's on the way next as the 6 o'clock report continues here on News Channel 25 WVTT.